Hi everyone, thank you for joining us on tonight's Reading, Writing, Do Whatever You Want sprints. It's quite a nice change. You will have seen some of these faces on my screen before on my YouTube channel. But one of the faces on the screen I've been watching for ages and ages. Katrina Brown has joined us today, and it's the first time I've spoken to Katrina, but I feel like we're already friends because I've been watching your videos. It's such a weird feeling, isn't it?
It is. It is. I love, yeah, and I'm a little nervous. And I've already said that backstage, but
Oh, you really don't need to be. I think I got really nervous doing live stuff like this, and Dawn actually did my first live event with me because
I did.
my first book, my book Baby, came out during COVID, and I reached out to Dawn, didn't really know her, and was like, I love your books. Will you please share my panel? I'll pay with my publisher. I'll pay you. And she's like, yeah, they'll pay me. So that's good.
I was like, hell yeah, let's dress up as vampires. And then I turned up with vampire teeth and promptly couldn't talk with them in. So I removed them.
So yeah, me and Dawn have been there. Like Dawn eased me into it beautifully, and then I got a bit addicted, and that's when I started to my YouTube channel. I was like, I like talking to cameras like more than I like talking to real people. So
keeps you accountable.
Well, I mean, it does. And honestly, in these sprints, I write more and read more than any other night of the week. I feel like I should do them every day when I'm on a deadline because I just feel like when people are watching me, I'm gonna work. So I've kind of half introduced you, Katrina. Katrina reviews lots of amazing books on her channel. She has loads of cool spooky things in her collection, like spooky dolls. I'm really jealous that you've had those for Frozen Charlotte. I keep thinking I've not organized myself. I should have got spooky dolls prepared for that. I love watching your channel. I love also Katrina always does amazing makeup. So they're like definite goals. You and Dawn, I look at you all immaculate. That me and Lizzie are just rocking up in our comfy jumpers like, hi everyone.
I love it. Does that have bats on it?
It does. They're kind of rubbish bats though. I don't know whether you can see, but that it's a really cheap jumper, so they're sort of misshapen when they arrived. I was like, oh, I think they're bats and pumpkins, but
I like it though.
Thank you. This is what you get for buying cheap clothes, isn't it? So I've sort of half introduced you as well, Lizzie. Lizzie is a YouTuber and book reviewer who reads so many books and has excellent taste in horror. She recommended one of my favourite books of last year to me, My Heart is a Chainsaw, which sort of cemented the friendship. And I don't think Dawn requires any introduction, but just in case, Dawn is an excellent horror author who we were just saying before we came live, writes extremely, extremely spooky books. Terrifying might be more accurate than spooky. And she does beautiful journals. So I don't know, are you planning to journal tonight, Dawn, or are you
I've actually got my journal open, but no, I'm going to read tonight. I have to do some reading. I've got so many arcs that I have to read in advance of publication, and one of them came out today, and I haven't finished it. So I feel obligated, and also because the one I'm reading is really, really interesting. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had this at the end of last year. I got in October, I realised I'd got like 5 books I needed to read by the end of the year and blurb. So I managed to get them all done.
Well done.
Yeah, and sort of got in a bit of a flap. So I do feel a bit more calm. So I've been there very recently.
They just build up, and you forget when they're due.
Yeah, and like publication dates change and stuff. Like today, Nine Liars arrived, and I was like, that came out today. Like I must have pre-ordered it 6 months ago or something. Completely forgot.
I do that. I mean, it's cool if it's stuff that you've pre-ordered because it's like a gift you got yourself.
Yeah.
But if it's something that you're supposed to have blurbed and then you receive it because it's already been published and you're like, oh,
yeah,
oops,
that's awkward. Or like Grady Hendrix, I generally end up with 2 or 3 copies of his books because I get excited with like every special edition I see. I'm like, oh, how open it? Lost End, buy it. I don't know that yet. Buy it. And then the 3 arrive. This is why I do so. People are like, how can you do so many giveaways? It's like because I have a terrible memory. I end up with 3 copies of books and have to get rid of them. And then even better, I forget. And I found I'd got a signed extra copy of Court of Thorns and Roses. I put it on TikTok, and my TikTok has gone wild with this giveaway. So it kind of works.
See, there you go. We don't mind. You can just give us books. We don't mind. Keep doing that.
It's a bad habit that everybody has. So let's go around the group then and let me know what you are planning to read. I am planning to mostly write because I've given myself a deadline of sending my agent a book in a week and a half, and I think I've still got about 5,000 words to write. And I probably should edit it a little bit before she reads it. So that's my main goal. But I'm also buddy reading the first Morganville Vampires book with Lizzie. So I'm going to try and read the second chapter of that tonight as well.
That's been on my list forever. I should
Oh,
read
they're
that.
so good. I think you'd really like them. They're kind of just fun, cozy, light-hearted YA books that have like a slight feel of Twilight, but they're more
Sold.
fun and quirky and
I'm sold.
interesting. Yeah.
I love Twilight.
Yeah, just read them. They're like cool. They're cooler than that, but they're those good books where you don't know who's a vampire, you don't know who you can trust. They're really good.
Okay, sold. I think I've got a box set somewhere.
Yes, yeah, definitely need to get those out. So, how about you, Katrina? Do you have reading plans for the evening? Afternoon, even for you?
Afternoon, yeah. I might not read the first sprint because I'm working on a project, but I picked up Monster last night, and I read the first chapter, and it's so good so far. It's very gory, and I was not expecting it because sometimes Pike books, they can be a little boring at the beginning, but I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I'm very excited to read this. And this was Kelsey's recommendation for my book challenge, my 12 books from 12 friends for 2023. So I'm loving it so far. But I will be picking it up after the first sprint.
Awesome. So you're reading one a month recommended by a different friend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I like that.
That's a really cool idea. We should do that. We should do that at like the UK YA author group. That'd be fun.
That would be very interesting. Yeah. I'd end up being really scared though, because I'm such a whim compared to some of you hardened horror readers. I'd just be crying at all the books. Lizzie knows. Like Lizzie's.
I'm fine with that.
I keep saying to Lizzie, like, can I cope with this one? She's like, maybe not.
You need to tell me what your like level is so that I can adjust.
With children now, like Pet Sematary ruined for me forever. Like I went to see it before I had Nathan, picked it up, and then afterwards the book. I was like, no, I can't even think about it. He even looks like the kid in the original film, so there's just no way. So having a toddler has ruined toddlers in. Maybe when he gets older, I'll change my mind. Toddlers in horror is just a big no for me now.
When he's a teenager, teenage stuff will be ruined for you.
Yeah, exactly. Probably I won't be able to watch like any Scream movie. I'm like, no, that could be my baby at that party.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. As he gets older, it's just going to kill every part of horror, isn't it? So, how about you, Lizzie? Have you got any reading plans for the evening?
Yes.
Oh, you've already told us before. Sorry, you can tell us again. I instantly forgotten.
I want to finish Stephen King's Fairy Tale. It's really, really good, but if I turn my camera off, ignore me. Because it's really...
You might be crying.
Good. It's really, really good. But it's made me cry 3 times so far. And it's an old man and a dog. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
3 times. And I have only read 2 Stephen King books before. I've read It.
Oh, really?
Pet Sematary. I did not like Pet Sematary because he used a legend incorrectly, and it really, really, really bothered me.
Oh, okay.
And I really liked It. It's problematic, but like Stephen King, what do you expect? This does not feel like a King book at all. Like this feels so far away from anything he's ever written before. From the 2 that I can compare it to, which is very. But like, as someone who's new to Stephen King, like this is by far my favorite thing he's ever written.
Okay, that's why I'm not sure about it, because I like Stephen King for being Stephen King. I don't know whether
it's like a fantasy book.
Yeah.
I loved it, but I really like the Dark Tower series too. So, but yeah, Radar, the dog in it, is like, she's a full-on character, and like as a dog, like she doesn't talk or anything, but she's like so real. And I was like, if anything happens to this dog, you know.
I'm buddy reading it with a friend, and like literally every time we stop, like we text each other to be like, I swear to God, if King kills off this dog, I'm never
like his queen is just nodding sagely, like, yes.
It just makes me care so much about this animal. I should probably also start Morganville, because I haven't started reading it yet.
Lizzie, I was meant to be the slow rubbish one in this reading scenario.
Listen, I've read all 15 before. I love them. And I do intend to. I'm listening to them on audio because I've got like the first 5 on Audible. So I was like, okay, I'll just listen to the first one. But I really want to finish Fairy Tale before I start anything else. But considering I have a cat on my shoulder, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick up Fairy Tale because it's quite heavy. So I may have to audiobook the first chapter or something.
So yeah, I arranged the Cat Sabotage to make you read the Morganville Vampires. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, cat's comfort comes first, always.
Same with toddlers. Like, honestly, whenever people talk to me about their pets, I'm like, they do the same things. Like, they climb in your beds, they eat all your food, they steal your things, they leave their toys everywhere.
You have to clean up their poop.
Yeah,
I can relate.
Yeah, I mean, pet owners and people who have both, I applaud you, because I don't know. I don't think I could cope with a pet as well. Having a toddler is like having a pet. Right, I'm going to pop the comments and say hi to the people. And it's being very slow. Hi, Stephen. Oh, so Stephen put this in earlier. And he'll be watching. Hi. Hi, thank you for joining us. Oh, we have another spooky author friend. Hi, Alex.
Yay!
So Dawn is at the kind of upper end of YA end of the scale. Alex is the middle grade spooky vampires and ghosts, which is very, very cute and spooky and gothic all at the same time. Hi. Ooh, I have never heard of that, but it sounds interesting. Have any of you heard of it? I'm guessing like
Ringing a bell. It's ringing a bell. Yeah.
adult romance, maybe. I like trying to guess on those titles.
So,
is it not?
I don't think it is. Let me check. You keep going. I'll check.
Okay. I think I'm going to skip that because I'm not quite sure the meaning of that comment. I'm just going to pretend I didn't read that. Oh, I haven't read that.
I think it is.
Have any of you read much Neil Gaiman?
I have, but I haven't read Neverwhere.
Yeah, I've not read Neverwhere, but I like Neil Gaiman's writing style, so I think it's on my list, on my long, ever-growing list of PBR books. But yeah, no, never read it.
How about you, Katrina? Have you read any Neil Gaiman?
I did. I read this one a long time ago, but I think my favorite, like, middle grade is Coraline from Neil Gaiman, and
yeah, that's a cracking one.
What is it? The Cemetery Book? That one's really cute.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Stardust, which I read a long time ago when I was teaching, because a lot of the kids are into that.
Yeah, I like
That
The
is a
Ocean
good
at the End of the Lane too. That was cool.
Yeah, that's my favorite Gaiman book.
Yeah, that was creepy.
That
I
one
liked
was
it.
scary, yeah.
He does nostalgia really well in that one.
Yeah.
Like, it really feels nostalgic.
Oh, cool. I'll have to pick that up. I'm pretty sure it's one of those that I ordered a signed copy of and didn't read. Just put it in the box. I'll give that one away. Maybe I'll just keep that one. Let's have a look.
Yay.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is excellent. I think you're going to really enjoy that, Han. Big Bad Me is kind of werewolves with vampires and like who can you trust? Who is a creature? Who's a human? It's got great, like really pithy dialogue. It's really good. I haven't heard of that either. I'm doing so badly with the books. You're nodding, Katrina. Do you know what that one is?
Yeah, it's a thriller. It's like a good for her thriller.
Oh, excellent. I feel like I need some thriller X from you. I've been really reading loads of YA thrillers, and I feel like I need a little change. I might need a good adult thriller to kind of.
Oh, can I also ask for some? If you're good at adult thriller Rex, I'd love some.
Oh yeah, They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. That's a good one if you like good for her kind of revenge thrillers.
Okay.
I just read a good one, For Your Own Good by Samantha Downing. That's about like a high school, like a prestigious high school, and like the teacher in it's doing stuff for the children's own good, and like he's kind of like Joe from You, that show. But I haven't read those books either. But it was like so crazy because you're like reading somebody so crazy you can't stop reading. You're like
sold immediately.
Yeah.
Have you watched the You TV show?
Yeah.
I watched the first season, yeah.
Yeah. I liked it, but it really got into my head, like, how I could be kind of encouraging that behavior in my own mind. It's like, oh, go, Joe. No, don't go, Joe. That's terrible.
You're such a good person.
Yeah, like watching Dexter as well is like that. It's like, oh, good God, don't get caught, Dexter, murdering all the people.
Yeah.
Sorry, Katrina.
They were so good at that.
Yeah, The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. That was actually like my favorite thriller from 2022. It's very dark. So I would look up trigger warnings if you need stuff like that, because it does get into like sex cult stuff and manipulation. But it made me so angry in a good way. Like, I want to burn the world down, but I love this book.
Cool. I'm going to check that one out too.
Are you writing those down, Dawn? That's really helpful.
I've got them. I got all three, yeah.
Just remind me.
I'll text them to you.
do. I'm just nodding. I'm like, I'm going to instantly forget. Oh, thank you, Katrina. I'm sorry to put you on the spot and like a total pro. You're like, yes, here are all the recommendations.
I haven't been reading a ton of thrillers either, but yeah, that's awesome, Lindsay.
Oh, thank you for adding our books. Dawn, see these things work. Help put us right in front of the readers. We hope you both enjoyed it. You know,
we should read Mina and the Undead like in a book club, and then do And the Trees Crept in a book club. That would be so fun.
I kind of want to, but I'm scared. Like, would you be scared sitting in a book club for your own book? Like, I don't.
I literally have no scruples at all. So no, not at all. It would be fun. I think it'd be great.
I did one in real life. At Han, actually, who just came in the comments at her shop, Drake Bookshop, which is an absolutely lovely indie, and that was so nice. Like, because I think they were all being polite because I was there. Like, there was no kind of really constructive criticism.
I'd be scared in real life. Like, when I'm here in my little study and it's just the computer, I can like pretend that it's not real. If I was there in front of people, I'd be like, are my arms sitting right?
Yeah. I was really nervous, but Han was very, very kind. And she'd obviously kind of prepped people that I was coming, and they all had nice things to say. Or maybe they just liked it, and I'm just like a nervous person.
Your book is amazing. I'm sure they loved it. Wait, where's the book? Where's the bookshop?
Yes, I agree with Alex that Han also hosted Alex. Alex and I keep narrowly missing each other at bookshops. And we still haven't met in real life. I think Alex was there like a week after me. Yes.
Where is it? Where's the bookstore? Which
remind me, Han, because I've been to so many places. Tell us where Drake is, or I will Google it in a second. It's a really lovely shop. You'd love it, Dawn.
Okay, cool. I want to go see if it's close by.
Yeah, They Never Learn is definitely one I'm going to have to pick up. Oh dear, I've tried to block this person and they're not disappearing. Go away.
That was such a random comment.
Yeah, I know, literally. I keep clicking block and it's just not taking them away. They just keep popping up.
They just see a group of women and they're like, cool, I'm going to go in there and be weird.
Yeah, let's go away from that person. Okay, that is pure dedication, reading it again for your book club. Yes. I hope everybody enjoys it. Ashlyn is a legend, the author of Big Bad Me. She's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you mentioned, Stephen, did you say that you started reading them or you're yet to read them? Because I've bought them all, but I think I've only read the first 5, so I'm going to reread the first 5 and then try and like read the rest of them.
I really want to read them now.
Haunted Toddlers is a bad thing, Alex.
I'm going to write a book about haunted toddlers.
But I feel like if Alex did it, it would be sort of gentle and okay. I'll leave that to you, Alex. I feel like now she's hinting something about a future project, or she's going to intentionally. I'm just going to have to. I'm pressing block on this person again, and just like.
So I pulled it up like on my phone, and it does look like his stuff is deleted, but we might still be able to see it.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm just going to keep complaining, and nobody will know what I'm talking about.
We'll just laugh at his small dick energy. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, that is just the only response comments like that are ever going to get ever again. Thank you, Greta. Oh, Christine is so good. See, my husband hasn't read that many Stephen King books, but is into cars and read that one. And when we met when I was a teenager, and when he was doing his A-levels, I sat and read Christine while he was studying. So I have like really fond memories of like this hot summer as a teenager, like reading my first read of Christine. Yeah,
I haven't read that one.
I don't know what Old Country is, but that sounds really cool. I'm just going to scroll past the strange person again. Hi, Caroline. Ooh, I don't know which US cover.
Oh, I think Caroline.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. See, the US covers. I feel like, what do you think, Katrina? Like, do you tend to prefer the UK covers or US covers of stuff like that? Because I think, like, Point Horrors, like Alex the Bookubus did a thing where she showed the different ones, and I was, like, really split. Some of them I liked the US, some I liked the UK.
I feel the same. Usually I lean like for new releases and stuff. I like UK editions more, but with Point Horror, it's like, yeah, you're right. It's like, it's tough to decide which ones you like. I got really lucky with a lot of the Pike books I found at a thrift store, like super cheap.
Cool.
But I think Caroline says they're very expensive in the UK.
Yes. Yeah, I think people do. I saw some. I got really excited and thought it was £20 for a set of Christopher Pike books. I think it was each, so I quickly clicked away. Maybe we can do an exchange. If you ever see cheap Christopher Pike books, Katrina, you can grab them. And if you see UK ones that you want, tell me and I will send them to you. And we'll do a little swap.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's keep going through the comments. Yeah, I mean, you can't help it, can you? They're so clever at putting these series together where they put this like really problematic person, like not just problematic, but probably evil person, and kind of in a way that makes you want to root for them. Yes, it's so good. There we go. Stockton-on-Tees. Thank you. I've got the worst.
Okay, I need to see how close that is to me. I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. Oh, thank you. Yes, The Dead House looks so good on a page. I mean, it's a great story, but I love the fact that, like, I don't know, like, I don't think I'd seen much of that before. Like, yours was one of the first books I saw done that did that.
Yeah, I think they took a risk with it. I'm really glad.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
And
then Illuminae came out like maybe a few months later.
Yeah.
It really like kind of took off. So that I was glad. I was pleased that people liked. Although I think it's one of those Marmite things, you love it or you hate it. Some people said that it sort of took them out of the story, but other people said that it kept them intrigued. So
I think it's like anything for me. It depends on the execution. Like, you did it really well, so it felt like a seamless plot. I think if it's done like that,
yeah,
it works.
Actually, the book I'm reading that's coming out, you know, Josh's new book, Burning Negative, that has like found footage elements in it, and I love it. I'll never get tired of it. So
I have a found footage idea that hopefully I'll write at some point. I think it might be YA as opposed to adult, because I think Josh is adult. This one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's adult, and it's really good too.
Because I think the Shadow Glass was technically adult, but kind of is a bit like crossover.
Yeah.
So I keep seeing it popping up in like YA.
Yeah, it's adult, but I think because of like the puppets, it feels like it could cross over. But I found or felt that it was very adult, actually.
Yeah, I think so. Like the themes and the relationships that are being dealt with, it's very much like adults trying to figure out the protagonist. Yeah,
and the protagonist is like 30 something, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose if you age the protagonist down and age the kind of issues he's dealing with down, then it could be different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, it really is. I'm jealous that you have I keep meaning to message Josh, like, do you have any more?
He sent me the digital file, so I printed it out. So I've got it printed.
Maybe then, if I'm nice to Josh, you might take pictures.
And also, actually, you should ask, because he's sending out like the properly fully designed PDFs now. So awesome. I've got the version just before that. So it's got some of the design, but not all of it. So yeah, if you ask him, you might get the fully designed one.
Oh, I'm excited. It sounds so good. Every week, like you've been reading it, I like instantly mean to message him. I'm going to do it now.
Every week. I've been reading it for so long. Because the thing is, because I've printed it out double-sided, it's just like a bit bulky and I have to sit at my desk. So I keep like audiobooking other things in the middle. I've been reading this for so long.
I get it. It's no reflection on Josh's. I got sent Melissa Walliver's new book, My Love Life in the Apocalypse, which is a really good like post-apocalyptic rom-com. But it was like a Word document. So I found it hard to actually sit down and read it because I had to read it on my computer. And
that's the thing.
Out. So I think it's not a reflection on the book. It's just
exactly. It's absolutely. I've got Erland's syndrome as well, so I really struggle with like screens and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, well, I think there are a few comments left, but I'm going to leave them there because I think it's probably time for a sprint. I know that Dawn isn't able to stay around for ages, and I'm conscious that we all want to get some writing done. So I think we will do, I'm going to do 2 40-minute sprints and then the last one probably 30 minutes, depending on how tired we all are and whether we are ready to finish a bit early. So I will be using Pomodoro Kitty, so beware, he will meow at you now. So I'm sorry if it upsets any real cats, but I've just come to the point now where I can't do a reading sprint without it. I need to use that little kitty as motivation, so I hope everybody else is okay with that.
So my camera might be off because I'm going to clean up a mess I made working on something. So
absolutely fine. Feel free, anybody, I'll mute you all, or you can mute yourself if you're quicker than me. And feel free, cameras on and off. It's absolutely fine. I'll probably turn mine off in the last sprint because I'll be laid on the sofa by that point, I imagine. So yes, I will see you all on the other side. Let us know in the comments what you are planning to do during the sprints, and we hope you have a good one.
Jeepers.
I was not prepared for that. I was in the
No.
moment reading something I'd written, and I wrote a line I was really proud of, smile, and then the kitty like. And then there's Susie. You're just purely at that cat's mercy.
He got off at the beginning of the sprint, and then like about 15 was left of the sprint, and he decided to put his claws in my leg. Like
Oh,
he didn't announce himself or anything, but because I was ignoring him, he didn't try me out. No, he just went straight for the leg with claws, and he wanted to come back up. And I was like,
always the way.
and now my arm is really sore because that book is heavy.
Yeah. How's it going, Liz? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I liked the first half more than I'm enjoying the second half. But it's still good. Like, I want to know how it ends now. Like, I'm getting to the point of just like, how are we gonna get out of this situation? What are we gonna do?
How much have you got left?
I'm really bad at maths. Just under 200 pages.
Okay, cool. Oh, so anything could happen. I'm excited for you. I want to know. When you get to the end, you need to message me and tell me, like, is this a book I should read? I'm going to buy the whole collection of Stephen King books, but I feel like some of them are just going to sit on the shelf and I'm not going to dare to read them.
I think you should read them, but I know you're not huge into fantasy, so I don't know how much you'd enjoy it. Because it is
I know. And yet, for my YA book club, we're reading fantasy next month. So that's going to be really interesting because weirdly, though, I read The Luminaries over Christmas and absolutely loved it. It was exactly the kind of like urban feeling, not even really urban, but like fantasy grounded in a world I could recognize. I think that's what I need, maybe. It's really high fantasy that I just get really confused and I can't cope with all the names and places.
Well, you might be okay then, because I mean, it starts off like in the real world, but it does descend into like fairy tale type stuff.
Yeah.
So you might be okay, but I just don't know if you'll get the same kind of enjoyment because I love fantasy like books. So it's absolutely perfect because like it is Stephen King. Like at the beginning, there are a few bits that were creepy, but like the further it's gone on, I haven't found it like usual, like the Stephen King scary stuff. So I don't know. You might just not get the same enjoyment, but I definitely think it's worth reading.
Okay, I might like try the beginning of it when I get I mean, I don't even know when that one will come out. I think they're coming out in batches, the books I'm collecting, so that one could be years away. So I might build up to it by then. How about you, Katrina? Did you get your mess sorted?
No, I didn't. I'm working on a Kindle sleeve, and it's like not going so well because I'm like sewing and I haven't sewn in forever, and I'm too lazy to pull out my sewing machine. So I'm like, I have to like go back and like redo a section, and yeah, that's pretty much all I did, and ate some tangerines. That's it.
Yum.
Awesome. That's very smart because I watched Bullet Train last night, which is the kind of the wildest typical action film, but one of the characters called Tangerine.
Oh, fun. That looks like fun though, that movie.
Yeah, it is. I love Brad Pitt, so I'm kind of willing to watch any Brad Pitt film, and he was very good in it. But there were some bits where, I mean, they're on a bullet train and people are trying to kill each other, so it's just very outlandish. But when the character's called Tangerine and Lemon, so yeah, your Tangerine just made me smile a little bit. How about you, Dawn? How's Josh's book going?
It's so good, and it's so frustrating as well because I can't talk about it. I can't talk about what's happening, but it's so good. Yeah, basically it's great. I love it. It's fantastic. It's a mystery there's a mystery element. I think I can say that it's one of those books. You know how Shadow Glass is like there's this famous film and there's someone linked to it. It's a similar setup with this one. There's a famous film and someone linked to it. And it just, I like this. I like this idea and the setup. It works. And he's like going to be the king of that, I think.
Yeah, I think so. When does this one come out?
It's maybe June. I think June or July, maybe August. I'm not sure. I know the blurb needs to be in by March, I think. March 1st. But I've got a few that I've got to do, so I need to get it done as soon as possible. It's so good. I'm loving it.
It's a very busy.
How about you?
I wrote 900 words, which I'm happy with because I'm kind of I'm almost at the climactic scene, and I'm like chomping at the bit to get to this. Because when I had the idea for this book, I had the idea of this really wild scene, and I was like, can I actually put that in a book? And I'm going to try and see what happens. It's like I can't even explain it without ruining the book. But yeah, so I like a big climactic scene at the end of the book. So yeah, this one is
I
going
want
to
to hear more about this.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk
in private. You tell me.
Yeah, I will. I'll put it off camera. I'm just I'm so bad at it. I can't say anything because I will like start tying myself in knots. So I'm just not going to.
Me too.
I just keep smiling at you, Dawn, as well, because we have secrets, don't we?
I know. I keep almost saying the title of Teeth 2. Yeah, like every time we stream, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. There's so many secrets between Dawn and I. Sorry, everybody else, but it will all become apparent.
It is fun.
Soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we'll have more secrets by then.
Yeah, there's at least 2 or 3, I think, but we're working on it. Okay, let's go to the comments and conveniently change the subject. Oh, book 6 of the Morganville one's awesome. See, I can't remember whether I got somewhere between books 5 and 7, so possibly there, and kind of lost track of them because I was reading, I think, the physical copies then, and you know what it was like back in the day. If you didn't get to a bookshop, you kind of lost track of stuff you're enjoying.
Yeah.
Yes, you should, Caroline. It's absolutely lovely. And they do, she says, really good author events as an author who's been there. But they do. They get really great authors at the shop, and they get us all to sign stuff, which is really nice. And I was not prepared. They have like a photo frame that you can write and draw stuff in. And I was like, oh, I should have actually planned this. Now I know. If you end up doing it, Dawn, be prepared. They will get you to draw and write stuff.
Thank you. I actually had that in the States. They have a wall in one of these bookshops where authors sign on the actual wall on the paint. That was cool. That was really fun. I Googled the bookshop and it's like 4 hours away from me. So more than a day out, you know? I know.
Yeah, maybe a long weekend. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I think in Newcastle, they've got like a blackboard that they got people to sign. And there was a space by Alice Oseman. I was like, I'm going to take that. That was my moment. Anybody that looks at Alice is like, I'm going to be there squeezed in next to her. But she'd drawn something and they asked me to draw. And I was like, next to Alice Oseman's drawing. Like, what are you trying to do to me? I do a really terrible bat. I'm like still ashamed of it. Let's move on. Oh, I really want to read The Last Firefox. Lee, the author, is so lovely. Like on social media, he seems like the nicest person. I haven't heard of Isaac and the Egg, but that sounds very cute and possibly middle grade, maybe. I've been terrible at guessing though. That could easily be like an adult horror book for all I know. Ooh, fun. Very impressed with this idea of an outline. Like, what is outlining? I sort of do a little bit of an outline and go, I'm really excited. I want to write this book. It works every time. Not really. I end up unpicking like your book sleeve. It's like unpicking everything I've done for the whole time. Hi, Charlie. Thank you for joining us. Cats, valid.
Yeah, he's going to be like it all the time. So I'm actually in the next sprint going to move to my bed because then he can be by my legs if he wants to be near me.
Yeah.
Or, because I know what he actually wants, is the chair I'm sitting on because he sleeps next to it because it's right by the radiator and it's really cold today. So I know.
Just give up the chair. Accept that the cat is in control. That sounds good.
But then I can also be comfy and warm with a duvet. So I also win.
That sounds nice. Well done, Alex. Okay, I do need to ask more questions about the secret book that is not Rules for Vampires.
Yeah, I want to know.
Excellent.
I want to know the secrets. I like keeping secrets, not other people keeping secrets.
Yeah, sorry. And Han's like, Alex, yes, please. Tell us more, Alex. Yes, please do, Han. Come on, we need to read your stuff. Han has such good book ideas. I need them to actually happen. Yes, it does. It does. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I mean, Lizzie's real cat could equally be to blame. I'm assuming that it's my Pomodoro kitty. Yes, Charlie, you got your own way. Charlie is. I invited Charlie to be on a guest on my February show, and Katrina is going to be a guest on my January one, the very first one, Frozen Charlotte. But I kind of feel like picking Charlie, I sort of condemned myself to reading fantasy, like she somehow made it happen. And I read some fantasy, but Charlie's
I'm picky with fantasy, like you. I'm really, really picky with fantasy. What is the fantasy? Are you allowed to say?
We don't know yet, so I'm gonna leave it to Charlie. I chose Frozen Charlotte because I decided that I wanted Kelsey and Katrina to come, and I was like, what have they both talked about recently? So I kind of manipulated the situation to the people.
I mean, it's a great choice, absolutely cracking choice.
So it's very, I don't know, like when I think UKYA, I think the Red Eye books are just a really good example of the kind of books that people need to know about. So I thought.
You should do Sleepless by Lou Morgan. I love that one. That's a Red Eye. Oh, so good.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet. Oh, Charlie loves Bullet Train as well. Tangerine and Lemon were excellent. I see other people love it as well. Yeah, Aaron Taylor-Johnson plays one of them. I don't remember which fruit he was. Possibly Tangerine. And he's very good. Oh, yeah.
Oh, orange and yellow. That's so cute. I love that.
Yeah, I don't know whether people know Charlie is like the queen of orange things, like orange hair, orange clothes. Her company is Paper Orange.
Could I be the green friend in that equation?
Yeah, I'm just thinking like maybe turquoise would be mine. I'll adopt turquoise as my colour.
Yeah, we need a purple as well.
Yeah, I mean, Katrina and Lizzie like jump in if either of you feel very purple. I feel like you'd be the black in the scenario, Katrina. Like, black but cute at the same time.
I'll take purple or like deep blue.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the full range. Charlie can do the bright stuff and we'll get progressively darker to Katrina. Okay, so I think maybe we should do another sprint. So what are the three of you planning to do in the next one? Are you sticking around on for the next one? Or are you
I will do, yeah. I'll stick around, yeah.
We've tempted her now. Dawn was like, I'm going to stay for a bit, and we've like lured her.
Well, I was going to go for dinner, but dinner's been delayed.
Okay.
My husband's cooking, so yeah, we eat late here.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, just, stay until dinner beckons and then just...
Yeah. Read and then eat. I'm living my best life.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not used to this. Like, I eat at 4:30 with a 3-year-old, so I think I'd have to really train myself to...
That's like my lunch time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, everything shifts on. Like, I suppose it's breakfast at like 7, isn't it, when they wake up and stuff.
Also, my husband's Spanish, so they do everything super late.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't realize that. Do you have a siesta?
Sometimes, often. Although he hates them, weirdly. Yeah, they're so good. But I always have to sleep for like 4 hours, no less. So it's not really productive.
Energizing though. I bet you could write like a whole book after that.
I'm the queen of sleep. I love sleep. It's so underrated. I'm on deadline. That's fine. I'll just sleep.
I haven't had a full night's sleep, Dawn, for 2 years because since Nathan was 6 months old, he's not.
That's insane. There's a reason I don't have kids.
No, it's hard. I mean, there's lots of.
Oh, he's so adorable though.
Yeah, he's very cute.
I'm gonna steal him one day.
No, well, you haven't met him in real life, have you? Have you just seen him on camera so far?
Yeah.
We'll have to sort that out, definitely. Yeah,
definitely.
So, Dawn, we have managed to tempt to stay and read more of Josh's book. How about you, Katrina? Are you going to possibly read in this one or keep on picking?
I might keep on picking or take a picture because I'm like, I don't have anything planned today for Instagram. It might not happen until tomorrow, but I just realized I was like, I don't have any pictures, so I might do that. But if I get frustrated with both of those, I might just read. So.
Yeah. Reading is a nice backup to all them. Yeah, I don't know how you manage to do it. I'm really bad at like having regular content. I think I need to like take a leap out of lots of people's book on Instagram. Like, do you find that doing stuff in batches ahead, is that a way to do it, or do you just keep on track of it like day by day?
Sometimes I'll do batches. I'll do like 3. 3 is usually my max, and then but if I do that, sometimes I'm like, I changed my mind. Like, my TBR pictures, like, totally changed because I haven't even read any of the books yet from that TBR. DNF the book from that TBR. So I'm like, I can't post that now, and I have to think of something else. So it's tough when I'm not doing, like, a challenge. If I was doing, like, a challenge, sometimes I can do bigger batches. But, yeah, usually 3 is my max, and I'm out right now. So I gotta think of something.
Yeah, I find that I
challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed doing the Christmas Evil-a-thon. That was fun. And what was the other one that we did? They're all blending together. Was the one in November, Katrina? Oh yeah, Nostalgic
Nostalgia
November. Yeah, that was the one. That was really fun. Yeah, I do find it it keeps me on track, but then I'm really bad at during the month like updating which of the prompts match what I'm reading. So I'm reading stuff and nobody knows why I'm reading it. I know.
That's hilarious.
And also, I kept choosing a book which I'm not going to name because of spoilers. There've been lots of ghost prompts in these readathons I've done recently, and I've had a book on my TBR for the last 3 months. Got to the end of it today, no ghosts at all.
No.
So, listen to me. I have to admit I was quite disappointed because I really wanted evil ghosts. I was so convinced from the plot that there were evil ghosts. No evil ghosts at all. Not even.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Is it an Anaya Alburn book by any chance? Anya Alburn?
No, but now I want you to message me and tell me what that is.
Because that just happened to me today.
It's so hard, isn't it? I'm trying to remember the name of the author, but no, if I say the name, I'll message you if you want to know. Yeah, and it was one of those that I got to the end and I was a bit like, did I understand that? Like, I'm not even really sure. I listened to an audiobook and I think I may have missed some crucial moments. So yeah, it's a bit sad. You listen to 12 hours and you're like, did I understand that?
So relatable.
Yeah, this is my problem with fantasy though. I read 100 pages and go, so we've just met a king and a queen and they're angry with some other people, and like that's as much as I've got from it. Like I'm really bad. I think that's why I like YA. Like I think YA is really good at like trimming a book down to exactly.
Oh yeah.
And like middle grade as well is really good at telling you these are just the things you need to know.
Seriously, when I moved into adult, the feedback I kept getting from the editor was, you don't have to be so tight. Like you have room. You can like languish in this moment for a bit longer. It's so true. The YA is so tight.
I do know languishing, and my first drafts are really funny. Sometimes the people, it's just like, go. They're in this place, they're in that place, they're in that place. And like my agent was like, can you just slow down a slight bit with the dashing from place to place? I think it was Mina too. She was like, they go here, then they go there, then they go there again. Like, can you just slow them down? Like Mina need to go to 12 places in one night. It's fine. One place, fine, you know. I was like,
how fast are they
walking? I know, like just 10 miles across New Orleans. It's fine. Absolutely fine. 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I wrote that book really fast. The first book, I had ages to do all that kind of really slowly. And the second one, it's like, can you write in 3 months? So there was some slight creative thinking with some of the plotting.
But you did it. You did it.
Yeah, I did. And I'm going to end up doing the same. I mean, I think I've almost finished this book that I started last September. So I'm doing quite well with the quick drafting at the minute. That's pretty quick.
This is when your publisher says to you, okay, we know you can write a book in 3 months. Can you deliver us 4 books this year?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I asked for 18 months for the gap between books, and then I write in 4, and they're like, hang on, what were you doing? I have to edit them. Like, you know. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about myself now and jump through the comments. You can tell I'm tired. I feel the rambling just like taking over my body. Oh, The Strand is such
That's it. That was it. The Strand. That was it.
Oh, is that the one? Oh, that's the
my signature's there. Yeah, I didn't know until
what year did you sign that? What year did you sign that?
2016, I think. 2016.
I must have been there then when your autograph was there. That is so funny. Yeah, I love that shop. It's amazing. I wanted to spend like years in there, but after an hour, I kind of got like dragged out the door. Oh, adult. See, I am really
okay, I'm googling that. I love literary.
Sounded so cute and like wholesome middle grade. Quick, give me a title that I can completely mess up. I'm fully a pantser, science story. Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting, isn't it? Different books definitely work in different ways. This one that I'm writing at the minute, I've kind of written sort of a chapter outline, and it's been really helpful, but I tried to do that in the Mina books and couldn't do it at all.
It's so strange how everyone has such a different, unique process.
Yeah, my friend Mia told me that she like bullet points bits, so she writes vaguely chronologically, but gets stuck, writes a few bullet points about what she thinks will happen, then moves on, and I tried that, and that is quite freeing. So I feel like I'm kind of slowly evolving, but I'm still not becoming an organised chapter by chapter plotter. It's just not me. Yeah, I mean, I think that's all of us, isn't it, Dawn? Like first drafts can only get better from. But I imagine
it's so different.
Yeah, are your first drafts quite good and clean, or are they kind of messy?
I used to think so, and then this last first draft of Teeth 2 was just appalling. So who the hell knows? I don't.
I think, yeah, mine have got worse. So maybe because you get less time, don't you? The longer you've been doing it, you
That's
suddenly
it.
have all these different deadlines, and it's like, yeah, I just need to get this one done and sent to that person so I can do the next thing.
Also, I think when you're published, you start talking about your process so much that you actually start, it messes with you. I'm the kind of person that I don't think about process. I just do stuff instinctually, but then people keep asking. So you start thinking and they're going, oh, is this right? I'll try this other thing. And I just started trying all these different ways. And now I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. So whatever works for that particular book.
Well, the thought of people reading it is the one that got me as well when I was writing
Yeah.
Mina 2. All I could think was, will people like this? Like trying to second guess myself, and it's really difficult.
That's a difficult headspace to be in. Second book syndrome. Yeah.
Yes, it's so bad. I thought I'd like tricked myself because I wrote some other bits in between, but no, the second Mina book was really hard.
Yeah, I had that with And the Two Script in as well, or The Creeper Man. Terrible.
No, and then 2 titles just to throw you off completely with that one when you're talking about that.
So funny. Yeah, it's so fun. I will try not to do that again because people get so confused. And one person wrote to me angrily telling me they bought the same book twice because they were different names. And I was like, I'm really sorry, but it's not my choice. This is the publisher's decision.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that happened with Cat as well, didn't it? It was Bird and Falls in the US and then Wicked Little Deeds in the UK. It's just the different markets, isn't it?
It really is.
I did not blame the author when it happened to me.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, mine was because the Sarah Dessen book that I liked. I'd read the book and then a movie came out of it with a different name and they re-released the book under the name of the movie. So I bought the book thinking that it was a new thing and it wasn't. So
yeah, it does happen. I'm sure it happens loads actually.
Yeah. Sadly not to me yet. We're still waiting for that movie deal, aren't we, Don? We'll get there.
I did get one, but nothing's progressed. The Dead House had a film deal, but like it almost feels like they buy up loads of stuff and then just to have it, just in case, but then they don't actually do anything with it.
I've heard that a lot from people who do screenwriting. Like, I think so many things fall at different hurdles. It's like getting a book published. You could fall at the agent level, publisher level. Like, I think screenwriting is the same thing.
And there are so many levels with Hollywood and with film. So many more levels. So many different levels of approval. So yeah.
It's kind of out there, like sitting in somebody's inbox.
Yeah, I mean, they wrote a script, and I should probably ask my agent kind of what happened with that. But yeah, you kind of just learn that if you don't get news, then there's not really any news to have.
I've had
like, they renewed through money.
Yeah, well, to be fair, though, a lot of my pre-news doesn't even come with money. It's like, this thing might happen. And you're like, oh, cool. You don't hear anything. So you think, yeah, it didn't happen. Never mind.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, you see something and a reader tells you that some amazing things happen. No one else has told you. Or when you see a book cover, like a foreign edition from the reader and no one ever told you that you sold that foreign rights. Yeah. Like, oh, it's in German. I didn't realize I sold German rights. That's cool.
It is like a nice surprise. Oh, I can't wait to see one of mine in a different language. That's like definitely on the list of things I want to see. That must be really cool.
Yeah, like Mandarin.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that'd be so cool. Okay, so I'm going to mark where we got to in the comments, and then let's do another sprint. Otherwise, me and Dawn will just keep talking.
I know. I'm so sorry, guys. This is so boring.
No, it's fine. I mean, I think we just need to get certain things out about publishing. Hopefully, it's like an interesting insight into this is what it's really like.
I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm just like being a sponge right now.
We should talk more.
It's stuff you don't. I mean, feel free anybody to ask us any stupid questions that like you think are a stupid question, but it will probably be something we've asked our agent or publisher. Like the amount of times, like when I got my first royalty statement, I emailed my agent like, I don't understand this. Like, does this mean?
Yeah, how do I read this?
It's like it's written a spreadsheet with everything broken down of all the different bits of money that are going to be taken from you. You kind of look at it and go, am I going to get any money or is it just gone? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you have multiple deals and you're getting sent like multiple different, and also when you have UK and US, you get 2 different ones, you know, and it's interesting. I'm glad I have my agent. I don't have to think too hard.
Definitely do those. Oh, but I'm glad it's not boring you too. Thank you. Okay, so let's go to another 40 minutes and then we'll probably do a 30-minute one at the end to round off, like I said. So I'm going to bring up the kitty and then we will see you all on the other side. Keep chatting to us in the comments and letting us know what you are getting up to. Hello. Hope everybody had a good sprint. Just mute you all. So, how did we get on? I managed to write to my target, which was 1,500 words, and of course immediately stopped and ran out of steam. So I read a little bit more of the Morganville Vampires, which I'm buddy reading with Lizzie, and I'm really enjoying it. I love these books so much. I think about 15 of them, and I didn't manage last time to read them all. I'm going to do it this time, I'm convinced. So how about you, Katrina? Did I see you pick up a book in that one?
I did. I read 15 pages, and I'm still really enjoying it. And I took a picture, and I had to get Alex to help me with it. And now I just have to write a review for the book.
Awesome.
So I felt productive.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, Christopher Pike is one I haven't read loads. Like in the 90s, I remember reading lots of point horrors, Fear Street, loads of R.L. Stine, but I don't know whether, I'm assuming Christopher Pike was around in the UK, but I just didn't read them, so I think I probably need to pick some more of them up. Would you say that they're kind of comparable to the R.L. Stine type books?
I haven't read a ton of Fear Street, actually. I was a Goosebumps kid, and then I went right into King for some reason. So I didn't read a ton. Yeah, I didn't read a ton of Fear Street, but I have read a couple of Fear Streets. And yeah, I would say Pike is comparable situations to Fear Street books.
That's good. Maybe I need to get some, although like you said, they're expensive, so maybe I need to find creative ways of getting them to me.
Yeah, and I guess there's like no audiobooks either for them or anything.
Yeah, and ebooks. Some of the point horrors are out in ebooks. So for the Point Horror Book Club that Shelley does on Instagram, I've got some of those when I couldn't track down physical copies in time. I've read the ebooks of them, and they're not cheap, but it was good to see that some of them at least have kind of made it to the digital age. Yeah, I'm going to try and read some more Christopher Pike. You convinced me. I keep seeing that one because I think Kelsey read it, didn't she? And then I've seen it on your channel a couple of times, so now I'm just really tempted by that one. I love that cover too. I think I might need to get the US cover.
Yeah, Witch is my favorite one that I've read so far, but I haven't read a ton, so.
Okay, cool. How about you, Dawn? How are you doing with
Good, yeah. I read some, and then I took a photo for Instagram because I also was like, oh, I haven't got any photos, and then I wrote about 800 words, so that was a good sprint for me. Yeah, I was like in the zone for the first time today, so it was really useful. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just saying to Kev, like, because you only get so much StreamYard for free per month, and I was like, how many of these can I squeeze in the next week? So I really want to finish this book. It's so weird. Like last night I wrote like 300 words in the same amount of time. Today 1,500 because I'm
That's
accountable.
amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it, but I'm just
works.
Yeah, I've got a book I need to write in a really short time scale next, so I might just have to do like 3 sprints a week or something, or even pretend to do sprints. If I've got no hours left, just like put the kitty on.
Yeah, just do it and maybe film yourself just on your mobile.
That's a good idea. Can you imagine?
And then post it.
Watch back my writing pace. I do wonder sometimes on these because I never look at myself during them, and I barely look at like the other people during the sprint. So I sometimes wonder like what my face is doing when
I don't think anyone looks at themselves too closely.
Yeah. Other people look though. Like, can you imagine this tiny screen that we can see but on a TV?
I know.
Oh. Too much. Yeah, no. Sorry for that image. Lizzie's just hiding that. So how about you, Lizzie? I'm going to put the attention on you now. Sorry.
It's okay.
How's Fairy Tale going?
I'm really cozy, and I'm in a really intense scene. Like, literally, it's so intense. It's like I don't want to say too much, but it's the most intense part so far.
Intense, as in horror intense, or like feelings?
No, it's kind of gross, but it's like a life and death situation.
Oh, okay.
And Katrina, if you've read it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm like, and the kitty went off, and I jumped because I was like, I was really in it, and I was like, I just want to. Oh my god.
Katrina, you've got a really good deadpan face. I'm so bad at hiding stuff. Like, I'd be spilling everything now, and you're just like, yeah.
It's hard because I really like the ending of that, or the climax of that book, because it goes into like my favorite genre without giving anything away. But yeah, I really like where it went and like the mix of genres and what he did with that story. I was amazed I listened to the audio, and the audio was done really, really well. Like King actually read the for the part of the old man in the recording, and it was done so well. But yeah, I was like, I can't believe he's still writing this stuff, and like how it's evolved. His writing has evolved. And yeah, he's like 70 something and coming out with 600-page books that are amazing that you'll read in like a week.
Yeah,
He's still got it.
I think that's like something I really enjoyed because like obviously he wrote it a long time ago, and like that's the Stephen King book that I really loved. But the writing is so like different. Like it's so like he has like honed on his craft like as a writer, and it's so obvious, and it's really nice to see that he hasn't managed to evolve, and like a lot of his stuff that was in like it isn't mirrored in Fairy Tale. Like I think for me it's just really nice to see that he's managed to like move with the times, like specifically in this book, and I'm just loving it. It feels like a really great fantasy that I just know will be like people will talk about it for like years because it's incredible.
Cool. He does different genres really well. I don't know if any of you have read the Mr. Mercedes books, but they're more like kind of gritty crime books. It's about like a retired private detective who ends up with this little gang, like a couple of teenagers help him to solve this Mr. Mercedes case where it's quite graphic. A Mercedes like runs into a load of people. And that's probably the most like horrific scene. And then this detective comes out of retirement to try and solve the case. I think it's a trilogy, but it like you're saying, it read like Stephen King, but it read like he was kind of just exploring a new direction. I really liked that, and the audiobook for that was also excellent, which helps. I think if I'm delving into different genres, I tend to find audiobooks quite useful, so I might try that for Fairy Tale because it might help me like push through a little bit.
Yeah, The Outsider is really good.
Yeah, I think I have that on audio. Did you listen to the audiobook of that?
I didn't. I read it physically when it came out, but Holly's in that. And she's from Mr. Mercedes. I haven't read that trilogy yet, but I know she's from there. And he's working on just like a Holly book now.
Oh, that's cool.
Because he likes that character so much. So
yeah, I liked it too. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that. And somebody told me recently that there's a recommended order for the Stephen King books. I don't know whether any of you have heard that. And it's not like the order that they came out, because apparently some, like you were saying that Holly appears in different books, like there's little nods to some of his books, and some are set in the same universe that I didn't realise. My friend Shelley sent me it, so I'm going to go through and try and figure out, because I was thinking if I do a reread of, say, Salem's Lot, I think that is grouped with The Shining and Dr. Sleep. So I thought it might be interesting to look at. Obviously, that might be one person's take on it, but I didn't realise this was a thing, like people imposing an order on Stephen King.
The Dark Tower references a bunch of his works. Like a lot of it is in it. I think like The Shining, he's in it. He's in his own series. Yeah, I think all of his books kind of hint. There's little like clues, like, oh, did you hear what happened in Castle Rock with that dog, that rabbit dog, or something? Like little hints like that throughout his books.
I like that.
Self-reference. Yeah, he definitely has his own universe, which is awesome.
Yeah, I need to read more Stephen King this year. I bought all those Ultimate Storyteller editions last year, and I think I read one of them. So I might try and read like one a month to catch myself up, because I've never read Dr. Sleep. Have any of you read that?
I love Dr. Sleep.
Love it. Yeah, Rose had scared me so much.
Oh, I loved her. She had such attitude.
Yeah, I love Rebecca Ferguson as her too in the movie.
Yes,
I was like, because I was so worried about it, and then she did it total justice. I was like, now I only picture Rebecca Ferguson as Rose the Hat.
As Rose, yeah.
Okay, you convinced me. I'm going to read that in February. Should I read the book first and then watch the TV show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to do it. You've heard me say it on screen, everyone. That is my Stephen King book next month. Hold you to it, please. If you don't see it on my TBR, please just kick me and tell me that I said that. Because
Amy, you said it. Video evidence.
You're going to watch the movie. Yeah.
I mean, I've been obsessed with the idea of Holly Jackson's new book, and it came out like late last month, I think. Didn't put it on my TBR. I'm going to read it this month. Also didn't put it on my TBR. Like, I don't know.
I didn't put How to Sell a Haunted House on my TBR, and I'm like, why didn't I
Yeah,
Think of that. I pre-ordered it and like
Same. I put it in my most anticipated video, but didn't connect the dots to actually putting it in my January video like 2 weeks later. So yeah. We can just, I think everybody will do that. Grady Hendrix arrives and everybody just drops what they're holding and reads it immediately.
Yeah, pretty much.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to go through the comments because they're piling up. Charlie says that we can be a rainbow gang. So excellent. Yay. Charlie's doing her approval. She will be orange. We will go from there. Yeah, I've heard that before. I don't know who said that, but it's definitely true. I remember V. Schwab said at an event I saw her do as well that she said she writes the first draft and then she goes back and sees if there's anything salvageable in the thing by the end. And I thought that was quite nice. If she can't write a polished first draft, who can? Yes, see, an adaptation is we need. It would be so good.
I would love to see it. It'd be strange to see how they do it.
Yeah, there's some difficult.
Technically, challenging. It could be cool if they, but it would need a budget, I think.
Yeah, I love the idea of mine, but there's some characters that are like secret who they are in the flashback stuff, so without going too much into it. So exactly, I was kind of like, they'd have to do something really fun, like animating that or something, so that you can't instantly get like the connections between.
Do you know what? Actually, the whole thing animated would be amazing.
Did you see there was like a Supernatural, quite short-lived anime, where they did it like anime style Supernatural, which I thought was fun.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'd be happy. If someone wants to illustrate it, please go ahead, buy it from me. Oh, good. I'm glad we're not boring. That's nice to know. I mean, Frozen Charlotte this month for Reading for YA Book Club. Are there more creepy doll books? Like, what was it that gave you the like creepy doll interest, Katrina? Because I know you have a few.
I've always been like really drawn to just creepy dolls. I love Child's Play. I love Brad Dourif. And Mark Hamill as Chucky, and I don't know, I just like always jump to those movies. Dolls is like a comfort movie to me, and it shouldn't be, it's so bad. And like Puppet Master scared me a lot as a kid, and I have a friend on Instagram who has the dolls of like Blade and stuff, and the Jester, and I'm like, you're like triggering me a little, and I was like, what is that about? Like, I have a fear, and I was like, I'm just gonna like read a bunch of spooky doll books and kind of get into dolls. This. And my mom actually gets me Halloween dolls. I
was gonna ask those actually. I was gonna say, do you make them or do you buy them? I make scary dolls. For me.
Yeah, I would love to make scary dolls. That would
be so fun. Awesome. It's so fun.
Buy a really cute doll and then just kind of turn it into an evil horror doll.
It's exactly what I do.
Oh, I didn't know this. Like,
I do.
Different hidden talents.
I do one-of-a-kind dolls, and they're all terribly creepy.
Oh, we need pictures of that. You didn't know what to take photographs of. Please do that.
I should. They're all in my loft, which literally is in my study, which is creepy enough. But there was one study where I hung all the doll heads, just the heads from my ceiling. So when you came in, there was just doll heads. Yeah.
Fun. Yeah, I need more doll heads too. That's like a thing.
I nearly bought a creepy doll at Halloween. I was this close. I took my toddler down the Halloween aisle expecting him to pick up like Halloween Mickey, and he picked up this doll on a rocking horse that you pressed a button and it sang a creepy song and rocked back and forth.
Oh, I love it.
I was like, I feel like this is the start of a horror film. I can't buy it. Like, he's bringing a haunted object into my home. And he really liked it. And my mum came over and she was like, he's definitely your son. I'm like, yes. If it's like...
That's cute though.
Yeah, so I should have. I'm so disappointed in myself. I was just too scared. When you like have that moment of, I don't believe in haunted dolls, but yeah, I'm not bringing that thing into my house.
But it's so cute that your mother brings them for you. She buys these dolls for you.
She'll buy me one a year. This is the newest. This is the one from this year, and then I have like a couple other ones further up on my shelves, and I have a hanging one in my window of a girl on a swing. And I have a lot of construction going on around me, and like when they were constructing near that window, they were like, "Oh!" Like it's really because I leave it up. And yeah, I don't know why she just started buying me those. I think porcelain dolls that aren't scary or like Halloweeny are more scary than actual like Halloween dolls that like can move or like interactive and stuff, or
Yeah.
made to look really scary, because I don't know, especially the older ones, it's like, what's going on with you?
What's
Where have you
inside?
been?
Like, what's behind the
Yeah.
what's behind those marble eyes? Is there like a demon in you? Probably.
Yeah.
Are you trapped? Are you safe in there? Are you hungry? Don't move,
literally,
please.
literally though, while I was at my parents' house over the Christmas holidays, in my room is like their Victorian room, so it's like all that old crap, because they live on a bungalow by the sea now, so it's like a cool, like ultra modern. So they have one room which is the guest bedroom, which I was staying in, and there's one like Victorian doll that is like less, like maybe like it's quite big. It's like the size of like a small child.
Oh god.
It was up on top of the bookcase, and it has like the blonde ringlets, like the blue marble eyes, and the entire time was like, "This is how I'm going to die." Like haunted freaking thing, and like I'm a wimp. Like anything scares me, because there was uber creepy stuff in that room anyway. Like my mum collects, like the Waker Man, like like she has like jugs of light, and it's just like all these like men's faces, so like there's like eyes everywhere in that room. But that doll, I was like, why is this here, and why is it staring at me from the corner? I was like, why? Please just put it away somewhere.
Oh, I love it. What's the Waker Man thing?
I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but like
I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued.
I'll find what it is and send it to you. But it's like a thing. It's so weird.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued by that.
I'm impressed. You're such a pro, Katrina, like being able to answer in the comments and be on screen as well. I'm like absolutely hopeless.
Yeah, I would get a porcelain doll like every year from my grandma too, so I had a collection of them, but they never really scared me. My mom was really scared of them, and then she telling me stories of dolls that I got when I was younger. I don't know if she like was overreacting or something, but she claims like there's a doll that head would spin by itself, and it wasn't like automatic or anything, and its eyes would blink, and like she'd hear walking and stuff, and like in my crib when I was a baby, so she put it in the trunk and like in a trash bag, and every time she opened the trunk, the doll would be like out of the trash bag or something, and she's like, nope, and she just threw it away, and she was like, it was a gift from your grandpa, and then it just became a joke. And then she started, like, when I was old enough, she told me that story when I was like 7 or 8, and I looked at all these dolls I had that were porcelain, that were gifts, and I was like, I don't want those anymore. So she put the fear in me. I know where that came from now, not watching Puppet Masters too early, but her telling me like this has really happened before. So
That's
yeah.
amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
She gets it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to jump to the comments. I've realised what time it is. I think, do we feel okay to do another sprint? Is everybody okay? Are we falling asleep?
I have to hop off. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. I knew you need to eat. That is like the biggest priority.
Just for dawn, this is what my mum has.
Oh, they are creepy, yeah.
That is so
But like
creepy.
not just one, like
Tons.
9 or 10 of them on a shelf. Like,
Can you imagine you go to sleep and you wake up and then they're all like lined up just right there?
Yeah, they're just getting closer as the night goes on.
it would be
Eat
fine if
some
it was one.
oats.
It's so like ridiculous. If it was one, it would be fine. But I'm like, why do you have so many of these creepy things?
Because she produced you,
hilarious.
like, you're a fan of creepy stuff. Like, we all have our formative experiences that have created this stuff.
I thought you meant she had you're her creepy thing. I thought that's what you meant.
No, I didn't mean it quite that way, but you see, my parents are decidedly, my parents aren't creepy at all. Like, they're not into creepy stuff. They don't like horror and things. But my dad had a video shop with a horror section that was forbidden. So I think he did it to me. Like, he told me I wasn't allowed to watch the horror film, so I wanted to do nothing else. Like, you're not even allowed to touch that chocolate box. I'm like, but I want it. It's a doll. It's a scary doll, Daddy. Can I have the scary doll? No, you can't.
That's guaranteed to make someone want it.
Yeah, exactly. If he'd said yes, watch the scary doll, maybe it would have put me off. But no,
yeah,
like forbidding it made it just too alluring. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the comments and then we'll say bye to Dawn and do one more sprint. Excellent. I mean, I always find that film a quick video and then you just know that the hours of editing, which luckily for me, husband sitting next to me does. But yeah, I feel the pain. Ooh, happy watching, Alex. I have no idea what that is, but you can tell us, hi, I'm sorry people just jumping on. We're going to do one more sprint.
I love Our Flag Means Death. So
I don't know what that is. Is it?
I don't either.
It's on HBO, and it's like the Flight of the Conchords guy and Tahiki Wahiri, and it's like pirates.
Oh,
it's like
that sounds amazing.
Pirates. Yeah, it's so funny. It's great. The Gentleman Pirate.
I love it.
It was hilarious. I was cracking up at one part. I was crying, like laughing. And I had to rewatch it.
Is it like Monty Python type humor? I think I saw it advertised.
It's more like What We Do in the Shadows, probably type humor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sold. I don't know if we have it in the UK yet.
Oh my god, no, wait. It just said the series began broadcasting on BBC Two on January the 4th, 2023, with all episodes available on BBC iPlayer. Well, that's my weekend sorted.
Awesome.
Sorted.
It's really funny.
All right, well, I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys. I'm going to go stuff my face.
Bye.
This was fun.
Nice
it was so good to see you.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, night. I'm sorry if I missed anybody's comments. I'm trying to like multitask and I think I might have jumped through them a little bit, so I'm going to do my best. Am I considering a TBR game? I've never done one. I'm kind of considering putting it in the hands of people who come on my book clubs and sometimes letting, the people in the book club choose. But no, although weirdly I got tagged in something today for the first time. Somebody picked my book out in a TBR game like jar, which I found quite fun. She'd made tiny little books. And she picked a tiny little Mina book out of her jar, so I thought that was quite cool. So
that's
maybe I need to make tiny little books. I don't know. Excellent. Thank you. I'm sorry. I always say thank you to people who've already gone. It's just like been installed into me, this politeness. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because I do sometimes read stuff and think it's good, and then I'm like, oh god, does that mean it's terrible? Like, because generally my go-to response is being critical. So yeah, I understand that. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of our parents had this. Like my mum bought me a porcelain doll, which is now sort of sun faded and looks quite ghostly and washed out. And she's still in my mum's spare room. Like, I don't understand why it hasn't disappeared long ago. But oh yeah, I mean, there is that Frozen Charlotte vibe of the older dolls as well. Pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
Porcelain. I didn't even notice. I'm so tired. I'm like just kind of inferring what people have written at this point. Oh, sorry to have missed some people. Oh, thank you for coming. So I'm going to do the last couple of comments. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody, is it, horror? Like, I think if you're not getting the kind of good, excited feelings. OFMD, what's that? I've got lost.
The show.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Our Flag Means Death, yeah.
Okay.
It is very gay. It's wonderful.
Okay,
awesome.
I've been so jealous that it hasn't been in the UK. I'm so happy it's on iPlayer, like genuinely, because I've been waiting for it. TikTok has ruined quite a lot of the moments.
Oh, I didn't think I've seen anything.
Oh,
my TikTok's just books, so I generally don't get too many spoilers unless people do book ones.
Okay, right. So these are like a thing. They're like basically. The guy made them himself, but they're like literally just an eyeball on, and then like a fluffy bit like as a body, but like it's just an eyeball like on a stalk.
Okay.
They're weirdly cute. But they're like demo warriors or something. Like they've got an Instagram page, and they're just adorable.
Okay, I get weirdly cute. That's everything in my room is kind of like Jack Skellington and stuff. Like weird and cute is kind of the thing that I go for. Right, it is 10:05 here, so I think we need to do a short sprint and then might be time for bed. And then, Katrina, you can go and enjoy the rest of your day. So I'm going to pop the kitty on. We'll do another 30 minutes and then we will see you on the other side. Hello, hope the key didn't wake anybody up too much. I ended up disappearing for a huge chunk of time because my toddler cried. He's got like the perfect time, and I was just getting into my book.
Oh,
His mummy, so that's where I vanished to. I don't end up when I go to him, like I don't turn the camera off or anything, so you just end up with like empty screen. So sorry about that, but he's fine now. Hopefully asleep, but who knows? So how did you get on, Lizzie? Do you want to start off? How far are you?
I have 97 pages left.
Oh, do you reckon you're gonna finish it tonight?
Yeah, I have to. Like, I literally have to. I can't put it down. It's just so clever and so good. And I'm at like the kind of like things of like the exciting bit has happened. And now we're at a lull, but I know that something it's gonna end with a bang, and I'm just like, oh, I just need to finish it.
I'm so tempted. You two are like between you are kind of really selling this book to me.
I'm
It's
excited.
Stephen King.
I'm excited for you to finish it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how it's going to end. Like, this is something that's thrown me a bit because it's gone through so many different storytelling techniques. It's like changing, like it's genre melding. I'm just like, there's 97 pages. Like, how is this going to end?
Is it a series, do you know, or is it like a standalone?
I think it's a standalone, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a standalone. As of right now, but who knows? You know, he might change his mind.
You never do know.
Yeah, it's like 5 years from now, he might be like, I need to do a sequel. Because how long did it take for Dr. Sleep to come out? It was like a good chunk of 40 years, right? It's been a minute. But yeah, what did I even do on that spread? I think I was on Instagram for most of it, but I did finish the second chapter and a little bit of the third chapter of Monster. And yeah, it's fun. It's really fun. I'm having a good time.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm feeling very happy back in Morganville. I think I last read these, probably more than 10 years ago, I would say, certainly, and didn't read the whole series. So I'm just really excited. It feels, like certain books you pick up and you're like, oh, I just feel comforted. Like this town full of vampires, it's such a nice place to be. So yeah, I'm having lots of fun with that. I'm just going to see where the comments are, and then I think we can probably wrap this up because it's getting quite late. Here we are. This show. Oh yeah, the pirate show. I'm going to have to add that to my list as well. Yeah, I mean, I haven't managed to get HBO in the UK, but obviously it's on BBC, so I'll go Flip Flop and the Mad Hatter.
Oh, that's a little strange.
Oh, okay, got it. I was like, I've lost which bit of the conversation. Are we on Stephen King now? Are we on Creepy Dolls? Okay, got you. Big names of the creepy little eyeball creatures.
Yeah, I only have like a tiny one that isn't named because it was like £1 or something.
Oh, okay.
But they got like increasingly more expensive, but like they're great. I think if I ever see his stall again, because I got it at Yauk, I will definitely be getting one that has a name next time.
Oh, cool. Maybe people like that tend to rock up at Comic-Con every year, don't they? So hopefully. Hi, Jen. Sorry, we're just wrapping up if you've just arrived. Hi.
I like that name, Crazy Leprechaun.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. I don't know what time zone you're in, but I'm definitely past brainstorming and writing point in this time zone. Very good. Awesome. Everybody's so productive in these sprints. Yeah, sorry about the fake cat tends to confuse the real cats in the room. Very good. Oh, yes. Get into a good pattern with sleep. I know that feeling. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that is a good idea.
Same.
Yes. Oh, cool. That's a good idea.
That's good to know.
Way to get the creepy little creatures if you want them. Right, I think that might be a good time to wrap up because we've gone through the comments. Thank you so much for everybody who stuck around with us, reading and doing all sorts of productive things. I hope you've had a good time. Thanks so much, Katrina and Lizzie, for joining me. I knew that you and Dawn would all get on really well. As soon as we get to talk about Stephen King, it's like, yes, we're with friends here.
Yes, thanks for having me. This was so much fun.
Oh, thank you. And I'm looking forward to our chat at the end of the month. If anybody is reading Frozen Charlotte or feels like joining in the YA Book Club, Katrina and Kelsey from Simon Sashes and my friend Spoopy Hall will all be chatting about Frozen Charlotte beginning of February, aren't we? I think we said 4th of February in the end. So plenty of time to read it if people would like to join us. And I'm going to sign off there. So good night, everyone. A few people saying thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
So we'll catch you in the next sprint. Thank you. Night.